Oh, hi. You caught me nibbling on a piece of homemade bread. It is yummy. Do you like homemade bread? Well, today, let's read a story about a woman making bread that Jesus told. It's found in the book of Matthew, chapter 13, and verse 33. The kingdom of heaven is like the yeast a woman used in making bread. Even though she put only a little yeast in 3 measures of flour, it permeated every part of the dough. You know, when I bake bread, there are only really a few ingredients in the recipe: water, oil, salt, honey, and the 2 most important, flour and yeast. Now let's look at how much flour I use. Well, I would use about 3 times this amount of flour, so 3 little bowls full of flour. And for all that flour, I would use about this much yeast. Now that's not much yeast, now is it? But the yeast is the most important ingredient because the yeast is what makes the flour and all of the other ingredients rise. It's what makes the bread light and airy. When making bread, this little bit of yeast, slowly but surely, grows and grows and mixes all through the flour and the rest of the ingredients. It permeates or blends all through the flour. So why did Jesus tell this story and say that the kingdom of heaven is like the yeast used in baking bread? Well, he wanted us to know how his love, how heaven's love works. When Jesus was on this earth, he had 12 helpers, the 12 disciples. They were very close to Jesus and helped him in his work of sharing the love of God with people. They were like this small amount of yeast, sharing the love of Jesus with a big, big world. After Jesus went back to heaven, these disciples and many more believers kept working and sharing God's love. Each day, more and more people learned of Jesus' love for them. It was like the yeast growing and spreading God's love with the world. Today, there are many, many Christians around the world, and Jesus tells us that before he comes back again, the whole world will have heard of him and his love. Now, isn't that wonderful that Jesus loves us so much? I want to share the love of Jesus with the people around me too. So, today, if you meet someone that doesn't know about Jesus, remember this story that Jesus told about the yeast and the flour. Tell someone you meet about Jesus and make today a wonderful new day, a new day with Jesus.